Hello everybody, welcome to the 7th question of the 3rd exercise in the first lesson. Okay, and this is actually the last word problem. Questions 8, 9, and 10 are non-word problems, so yeah. Question 7. A manufacturing company manufactures 1,500 phones every day. But in those 1,500 phones, about 1/10 of them are deficits. The company has to make at least 100,000 phones by the end of the year. Okay, so using this information, write and solve for the inequality that represents the number of days the company has to manufacture that phone in order to meet the total amount needed. Okay, so we know that the company has to make at least 100,000 phones. And when we say at least, it has to be greater than or equal to. It has to be greater than or equal to. Because at least means at least 100,000. So it can be more, but at least 100,000. Exactly. So if we write 100,000, which is this right here is the amount that we need for sure, at least. That's why they say at least. It can be at least. So whatever this is, which is the amount of phones every day that they have to manufacture, it has to be greater than or equal to 100,000. So that is 1,500. They make 1,500 phones every day. But a very important issue is that about 1/10 of them, aka 0.1% of it is deficits. They are deficits. And deficit means that they are unusable. And when they are unusable, you don't really count them into the total amount that you are producing because you can't use them anyways. So what we have to do is we have to subtract the amount of deficits that are made. And the amount of deficits that are made is 1,500 times 0.1. 1,500 times 0.1. And now this right here is our inequality. This is our inequality. And we not only have to write it, we also have to solve for x, which is actually right here and here, because they manufacture deficits and they manufacture real items as well. So this we will delete, but please write it down. We will delete this as we need a bit more space. So as I said, they make deficits, but we don't count it. That's why we're subtracting that from the total amount that they are making, which is usable. Okay, so if we write 100,000 must be less than or equal to the amount that they're making, which is 1,500 x minus, because we can't include deficits, 1,500 times 0.1x. And let's solve for this side first. 1,500 times 0.1 is 150x. And then we have 1,500x minus 150x equals 1,350x. And all of this has to be greater than or equal to 100,000. So what we have to do now is just solve for x. So we divide both sides by 1,350. When we divide both sides by 1,350, we get a grand total of 74.07400741. And let's just write that as 74. But the thing is, greater than or equal to. But the thing is, when they make 74.07, blah, 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 blah. There's a whole bunch of decimals after 0.7. When they make that, that is only equal to 100,000. That's exactly what we need. But the thing is, no one can make 0.7 of a phone. No one can make 0.7 of a phone. They have to make a whole number. So if we go down to 74, that would be less than. It would be less than 100,000. But if we go up, if we go to 75, that would be more than 100,000. Therefore, the correct answer, X, has to be greater than or equal to 75 days. It takes 75 days for the manufacturing company to at least make it to 100,000 phones by the end of the year, because 74 will not cut it off. 74.07 blah, 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 blah is the exact amount to get 100,000. But as I said, no one can make 0.07 of a phone. So therefore, you have to round up to the 75 in order to at least reach the 700, or at least the 100,000 limit. So the answer is 75 days is the amount of days the company has to manufacture to at least meet the 100,000 phone goal by the end of the year. Thank you for watching.